Hello everyone, it's Thumper the Rabid Rabbit. In this episode of Rust Electricity 101, the component guide, we're going to cover the new Tesla Coil. Tesla Coil is a great addition to all of our various electrical items for trap bases. It slows down players and it does damage to players. It is not a default blueprint. You can find it in high-tier crates, and it may be a drop from some scientists or heavy scientists. That's to be confirmed. You can craft it with 10 high-quality metal and 1 tech trash. It's found on the new electrical menu, where all our favorite electrical components are now conveniently grouped together. You can research it for 20 scrap, and it has 1 input right here on the bottom. No output, so no chaining these together yet. It accepts anywhere from 1 unit of power up to as much as you'd like to put into it. However, putting in more than 35 units of power doesn't do you any good. It can do from 1 damage per second with 1 unit of power up to a maximum of 35 damage per second if it has 35 units of power or more. It has a great little animation. Less power means a less active animation with a little bit less noise. More power means a much more active animation with more noise and more damage. You can see it does damage from a little over 1 foundation away. Now, something you should be aware of here. It starts with 250 units of health, and it loses 2 units of health per second. That means this is not an item that you want to leave running continuously. If you let it run all the way down to 0 health, it will die and derez into a pile of junk quite unceremoniously. However, if you do turn it off before your enemies are able to run it to its painful death, you can in fact repair it using just high quality metal, so you don't have to waste tech trash to craft a new one. You will see, however, that it is subject to a 30-second hold time after it has been damaged, and operating is considered damage, so you must turn it off for at least 30 seconds before you can repair it. You'll see that that counter just counts down here, and as soon as the repair timer expires, I can now repair it with just a couple of units of high quality metal. It's important to keep that in mind because your enemies can intentionally keep your Tesla Coil firing for too long and cause it to destroy itself, which takes that out of the element in your trap base. To keep it not running all the time, I strongly suggest you employ some triggers like pressure pads or laser or HPHF sensors. Or if you're being creative with the new electrical turret, the electrical turret has a has target output on it. That has target output could be piped through either directly for 1 unit of damage or through an AND switch for up to 35 units of damage, and that will help slow down and injure your opponents anytime your turret is firing. Could be a nice way to keep them from running away from your turrets and draining them quite as quickly. So keep in mind that this is a wonderful toy to add to bases. I'm sure we'll see a lot of it in the future, but it does take damage as it operates, so be cautious with how you deploy it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Tesla Coil.